And I think we are live officially now. Let me double check. I always double check because you never know this shit. You gotta okay, yeah, we're live, Sukesh. So, okay, everybody, I got Sukesh here. He is, him and his team are launching an agent on virtuals here on Tuesday, I believe. So it'll be live 48 hours from now. The agent is called Fyni, Fyni. There's the little guy right up there in the corner. So Sukesh, a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff that launches and they don't always have time to go and check it all out. So tell us a little bit about Fyni.
Great, great to be here, first of all. And yeah, about Fyni. So Fyni is the first ever hyper-personalized financial co-pilot for your crypto assets, basically. So whatever you are doing in crypto, it has access to over 5,000 plus platforms in crypto, whether you're trading on a centralized exchange or DeFi protocol or blockchain, DEX, whatever it might be, it has access to everything. So basically, it can pull the data, financial data for you, and then it can analyze it, and then it can provide personalized recommendations. So imagine having like a personal CFO or personal financial advisor. So it's basically that. That knows everything there is to know about your portfolio, your risk appetite, so all of that. So that's what we created Fini as, and also, as you can see, we came up with this mascot because we wanted Fini to be like super like personalized feeling. So that people, it's funny, it's Web3, but also people can relate to it in a way. It has some sort of characteristics, yeah, like an eyes and a mouth. So that was like the whole idea with Fini.
Nice. And how long have you guys been developing this for?
So the underlying technology itself, we've been building for over 3+ years now at Cryptos, and we met the Virtuals founders early this year at Token 2049 in Dubai.
Gotcha.
And then we came up with this idea actually like on the fly when we were talking like what we do at Cryptos and what's going on with the Virtuals ecosystem. Um, yeah, and since then we've been working together with Virtuals to brainstorm and see how it works and everything. And yeah, finally here we are with the launch.
That's awesome, dude. So this has been kind of in the making for some time now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then the parent platform, Cryptos, which is very well known, that has not TGE'd yet. That's been in the making for 3 years. Is that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's been in making for 3 years since 2022. Uh, yeah, we had a long journey with Cryptos, and
Right.
we have an existing user base there. It's a revenue generating company. Um, it's much bigger.
Sukesh, will you check your audio real quick? Because some people are saying it's coming in kind of like warped, or not warped, but garbly. Just double
Okay.
check. Just double check. It's all right. Most people watch these
Do you
afterward.
do you
That's
hear
better.
me?
That's way better. Way
Uh,
better. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, Cryptos has been in the making for 3 years now.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
tell us a little bit about Cryptos itself.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to.
sure. So yeah, what we do at Cryptos, like the whole idea of Cryptos came while I was actually working at my previous venture, Telos.
Yeah.
Um,
You're a
I was
co-founder of
managing like
Tilos, right?
yeah, sorry.
Are you one of the co-founders of Tilos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was one of the co-founders. We launched that chain back in 2018, like one of the very early chains with the EOS ecosystem. and I was managing the liquidity and exchange operations at Telos. And during my time, like, we were managing over 100 plus accounts across exchanges, wallets, DeFi, and everything. Is just like, as you can imagine, as an organization, you have so much things going on, and keeping track of everything is always like a pain.
Right.
And this is not just like for us, it's like every single Web3 company and every single Web3 VC as well. Like today, Web3 VCs actually keep track of their investments in Excel sheets and calendar notifications, like token listings and all of that. It's just like we say it's Web3, but like people act like they're in Web1 or something.
Right.
Um, so that was like the whole idea with Cryptos. So we wanted to simplify the financial tracking in Web3, and that's how we started. Basically, standardizing the financial data. So we build this kind of like interconnected financial standardization protocol, data standardization protocol, and on top of that, we started creating like products like portfolio tracking, tax solutions, accounting solutions, bookkeeping solutions, investments trackers, audit functionalities, proof of reserves. So like the underlying technology that we built is like so modular. You can create like numerous applications, and like you can provide insurance services, you can provide risk analysis, you can do so many different things, and we can't do everything ourselves. So now we are opening up the technology for others, and Fini is the first use case where a third party platform in a way is leveraging the underlying infrastructure to
Nice.
create a use case.
Nice. So Finney essentially will be like a co-pilot type agent that can help you. What are some specific things that somebody here might understand well that you could do with Finney, for example?
Yeah, sure. So the first things first, like when you are onboarded to Fini, you basically connect your accounts to it. It's just like you don't give any like write access or like access to assets. It's just completely read access. Your public keys or your API keys with read access to exchange accounts. And once you do that, like then it starts to like analyze the data, like what you do, where did you start your crypto journey, and what did you do. It also identifies the gaps. If you didn't give it like full data, it knows that you didn't give the full data to it. So it actually can say, okay, maybe you forgot to add your Binance account, or you forgot to add your Kraken account. Maybe you want to add that. So it knows that, it understands the data, and then it can also provide suggestions like, uh, and it asks you like, what's your risk appetite, what's your goal in crypto, what you're trying to do. And based on that, then it starts to curate the opportunities, curate the daily digests based on your recommendations or based on your settings or preferences. So that's the primary use case where it becomes your financial co-pilot and advisor. And
Nice.
then later on, the bigger vision is to like taking actions within the platform or within
Ah,
Fini based on those recommendations. So say you find an opportunity which generates you, I don't know, 50% APR yield on by participating in some DeFi strategy, but today you have to do that manually.
yeah,
But if we can automate that, then that's much cooler, and that's the
yeah.
vision of it.
That's pretty interesting. So it's basically like almost like having your accountant and your like investment advisor
Exactly.
at with you at all times.
Yeah,
Autonomous.
and it also knows about tax regulations and everything
Right.
across 35 plus countries. So yeah, the technology that we built at Crypto, so it has access to everything, basically. So it can provide recommendations, suggestions when maybe if the market is going down, it might say, okay, you might want to go and sell some assets to rebalance your tax losses or claim your tax losses, harvest your tax losses. So yeah, I mean it's intelligent and it's
And as
proactive.
we get into, like, as we know, the regulations around crypto are changing quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
It's being taken more and more seriously as like a legitimate asset. Um, so people are gonna, start using it more and more. They're gonna need something like this to kind of handle those types of things, especially when it comes to taxes. I mean, that's one of the
oh yeah.
biggest. I mean, that's probably a very bullish thing if people can use it to kind of tell them, okay, like, this is my tax liability, so I need to make sure, there we haven't seen a lot of agents that are geared towards that type of stuff, and that's kind of always in the back of everybody's head.
Yeah.
Did this take a long time to develop,
Oh yeah.
like, yeah, like what was, tell me about the development process a little bit, just out of curiosity, like how much time, how did you train it, like what was all of that like?
So it has to do a lot with the infrastructure that we built at Cryptos. So that itself, like, took almost 3 years, and it's still being developed, right? Like every single day, we're
Right.
adding more and more optimizations, more and more like data improvements, because the fundamental issue in Web3 today is that there is no freaking standard. Like every single blockchain, every single DeFi protocol, every single exchange has their own fucking thing, and it's just nuts. I mean, we are like a $4 trillion market, and there is no standard
Right.
in crypto. So that's one of the biggest issues that we were trying to solve as a first step, because like standardizing all that financial data like into one format was the biggest challenge. And once you have like a standardized data, then it's much easier to like plug that into LLM
Right.
and do the fine tuning, basically.
How did you
Uh,
standardize it? What did you do? Did you have to create some type of, database where it was all, uploaded in a certain format, or like how do you even go about doing something like that?
Yeah, so we basically have to build integrations to like every single exchange out there, at least the top ones that are supported today, and different blockchains, EVMs, non EVMs. And then once we build the integration, then we have to like transform the data that we are getting from that platform into like our standard, right? So yeah, once we do that, then we have to go and fetch the pricing information, historical data from like CMC or CoinGecko or CryptoCompare or DeFi Llama. So like we pull data from like right now I think more than 200 plus sources today, and we are kind of seen as an aggregator of aggregators.
Interesting.
So yeah, so now we have to like we have the standardized data. So if you give us a couple of addresses and an exchange account, you get like using Cryptosis APIs, you get like standardized data. You don't have to know which exchange was it or what was it. You just follow our API and you can like
Right.
build an application within 5 minutes, right? So using GPT or something, just give the APIs and then now it can create an application
So is it fair to say that like Cryptos is like uh data standardizing um
protocol. Yeah.
protocol? Yeah, exactly. And then like people, because you guys are pulling that data and standardizing it. Now, does that do that for individuals mostly, or does it do it,
Now for
how does
everyone, it doesn't
it
matter.
does it for everyone? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
who it is.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it just needs, it doesn't differentiate between an individual or business or whatever,
Right.
because it's all data at the end of the day for it.
So how
Uh,
does that look like? Like, because you could like standardize data, you could pull all the data and like put it into like a CSV or something like that, which is like a form of standardizing it so that, you could upload it to Chat GPT and it makes sense. Like, did you guys have to create your own like format for
oh
how
yeah.
that, how, and what does that look like? Like, what is it? Is there any analogies that you could give for like how you went about doing that? How did you standardize it? Like, is it all in code or is it just
Oh
like
yeah, everything's in code.
right, right,
Like we also do support like CSV files from some exchanges and stuff, but like most of the times we try to prefer APIs if there is provided by exchange.
I
But
see.
everything is like code, majority of it. Like
Right.
for just Solana alone, like we spent over 2 months building our integration
Interesting.
and over 25,000 lines of code just for Solana,
Damn.
um, supporting like top 50 protocols out there. Like we have to parse every single smart contract function that you trigger. Like what's the data format for that? We have to parse that. And every single protocol, you can imagine how many protocols there might be in a blockchain. Um, because yeah, there's
Right.
no freaking standard.
Right.
Yeah, so in traditional finance, you have companies like Plaid in the US, like which basically powers like Robinhood or Credit Karma or any like all the Venmos, whichever applications you use. Like you just behind the scenes, it's Plaid infrastructure that's being used, and we are the same thing. Like Cryptos is Plaid for Web3, basically.
Interesting. That's very interesting. So they're basically there's counterparts in
Oh yeah,
TradFi that are essentially doing the same thing, but you guys are doing it for crypto.
yeah,
And then you created this like really powerful agent that can take advantage of all that type of stuff. So it
exactly.
has like a pretty good moat because
Yeah,
I suppose somebody else could create an agent using the cryptos tech, right? But this is created by the people that made
yeah,
cryptos itself.
exactly.
So you guys will be taking advantage of the tech probably in the best way possible. So tell me about the team behind this a little bit. Like how many people are on your team? How, what are their skill sets? Like tell me a little bit about that type of stuff. That's always something I like to know.
Yeah, so we are kind of like a tech focused team primarily. So we are 15 people in the team, and like I think today
Wow.
we are like 11 people tech,
Nice.
and the 4 people are into marketing and myself, operations primarily. And yeah, we have my CTO based out of India, and he's taking care of all the operations there and the team and the development activity with the team. Um, yeah, it's mostly in-house team. We have a couple of consultants, but it's mostly in-house that we do. And yeah, it's pretty loyal team. Like the most of the people been with us like for almost 3 years or more now.
Since like the Telos, are these some of the Telos people too?
No, no, this is like a completely separate.
Gotcha.
Like even before like starting Telos, I had another company actually. I've been like an entrepreneur since 2017-ish, pretty
Wow.
much. Yeah, this is my third company in a way. So back when AI wasn't cool, like in 2017, I was actually co-founded a company called Unbiased, where we were trying to do yeah, using AI, like remove the bias in the data for AI, and
Right.
also address the issues related to fact checking, things like that.
Oh, okay.
Back then, so it was kind of like whenever I look at
Very
nowadays
early.
all the AI stuff with AI Aristotle, and I was like, yeah, I did that back in the
Yeah.
day. You know?
Yeah. You guys were a little bit ahead of your time.
Yeah,
That's awesome. So, if somebody wanted to create an agent, using some of the cryptos
yeah.
technology, the standardization of all this data and stuff like that from so many different sources. How many did you say? Like 200
Oh
something
yes, we
plus?
support 5,000 integrations
Yeah,
today, and we aggregate these 5,000 integrations from like 200 plus sources. So
right.
we use aggregators, but we also build our own parsers and everything. So
Nice. So what are some like hypothetical agents that somebody could create? Like, have you thought of that? I mean, obviously you're releasing Fyni, which is kind of going to be like your Swiss Army knife of, what you explain the use case is for that. What's some stuff you've thought of that like, okay, Fyni won't necessarily do this, but somebody could come in and use this technology and use this standardized data platform or protocol. What could somebody do with that type of stuff?
oh yeah, so not specific to agents, but like we are pretty soon. I don't think this is public yet, but I can tell it. Like we're launching Cryptos Hub pretty soon.
Nice.
So in the next couple of weeks, where people can access different sorts of AI agents, applications, and service providers, and everything is focused on finance
Right.
specifically. So there's a lot of use cases that we already see. A lot of people like hedge funds, payment providers, payment orchestrators, insurance providers. Yeah, all these different use cases require financial data which is standardized,
Right.
and that's what Cryptos is going to power them with. And we also have use cases where, for compliance purposes, specifically whenever you are withdrawing your assets from crypto to fiat. So the banks are asking questions like, "What's the source of money for this?" Like you need to now show the proofs. And how do you do that? Like you need to have some sort of system to generate these kind of like source of funds, basically. And you can do that with Cryptos, and you can create an agent tomorrow, and that can generate like reports and everything for you, maybe to
Nice.
show that source of funds. So there's like ton of use cases that are yet to be explored. Like there is like, if you compare with TradFi, right? Like what kind of applications are built on Plaid? So there are over 8,000 plus fintech applications that are built today on Plaid. So you can basically replicate all of that on Web3. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, so you can do
Did
a lot of.
you develop this idea after seeing Plaid, or did you have it
I
before?
actually got to know about Plaid later on, to be honest. But yeah, it just came out of necessity
Right.
because yeah, there is no solution. We're operating a big foundation. We have to keep track of everything, but also like living in Sweden, myself, like the taxes, as you know, like the Scandinavian countries are known for
Right.
taxes.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know that I have to pay taxes when I started trading crypto back in 2017, and then I was like, ah, okay, shit. Now what do I do? And there's no freaking solution that supports Sweden, and you need to go and find historical prices in Swedish crowns and everything. I was writing scripts myself in free time. I was like, nah, this doesn't work. I spent like $500,000 of my own capital in building cryptos. Uh,
Really? Yeah.
so yeah, so it's just a lot of effort that went into it.
Because you basically you needed it yourself, and you're like, well, if I need it,
Yeah,
then
everyone
other
needs it.
other
Like a
people need it,
yeah,
So yeah, that makes total sense. Um, so Cryptos is the underlying platform that will power Finny.
yeah,
What type of This is always a very important question when we have a situation like this where there's like a two token, because Cryptos will TGE, and
yeah,
it will probably be very widely used because of the uses that you just explained. What type of value accrual mechanism will Finny have based, how
yeah,
will the Cryptos, lead into the Finny token gaining value? Is That's what a lot
yeah.
of people will
I think
want.
that's a great question, and Yeah, we really thought quite a bit about it and did a lot of brainstorming with virtuals guys as well on this, and also the ventures team as well. So if you look at like our Genesis page today, like we kind of laid it down on what's coming. So we plan to do a TGE for Cryptos probably in the coming months, maybe in the next 3 to 4 months or so. We have big plans there for sure. Uh, but in terms of value accrual for Fini, right? So as we mentioned on the Genesis page, like we definitely want to align both the ecosystems and both the tokens together in one way or the other. And one obvious way that we thought of initially is to do an airdrop for the Fini holders at a certain point in time. And this is also important, like we wanted to value the long-term holders of Fini that are holding the token from day one and being part of the journey and being part of the ecosystem, not just like purchasing when the airdrop is going to be happening, right? So
Right.
uh, yeah, so we wanted to like align the incentives for people
Interesting.
that are getting and supporting us early on in the journey.
Right.
So yeah, so that's the initial plans right now. And moving forward, like when we have both tokens live, the other plans is also have to play the DeFi games essentially, right? Like combining both the tokens into a liquidity pool. So the value of one token impacts the other as well. So in that way, like you're
Ah,
automatically applying the value accrual
right.
of one asset to another asset,
So there
essentially.
will be like a Finny Cryptos
Yeah.
liquidity pool. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool, actually. Um, so basically, you know, will you do the airdrop based on whether you participated in the Genesis launch, or will the criteria essentially be like you owned it within this window leading up to the airdrop? That's probably how you do it, right?
Yeah, we want to incentivize long-term holders rather than just like, okay, you're coming in and you're flipping and you're moving on to
Right.
another token. So it doesn't make sense, right? So
Right.
yeah, I mean, we're going to have incentives structured in a way that incentivizes long-term holders and believers of Fini and the team and the technology that we are building at Cryptos. So essentially, that's what it's going to be structured as. And the same thing that we did, we even now with Fini launch as well, right? So we notified all our Cryptos users, and we are incentivizing our active users and valued users that have been with Cryptos for a long time.
Nice.
So yeah, we have to align the incentives. That's the only way it
It
makes
makes
sense.
sense. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about you first met the virtuals team when at Token 49, you said, or
Yeah, 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 Token
Dubai?
2049 in Dubai.
Nice.
So Cryptos is, I don't know if you guys know that we have our like our first investment came from Binance Labs, and now it's called Easy Labs. So
Right.
we are part of like Binance Labs incubation program. Back in 2022, we got selected for it. So we were at one of the parties or events at gatherings for Binance, and then we saw the virtuals guys there, the founder, and then we met him, and he was like super cool, ground to it. I posted back about it back in April or May, I think after the event. And since then, we've been in touch. We've been brainstorming. We've been discussing different things.
Nice.
And yeah, as we after the summer, like we were starting to like more actively participate in this. And yeah, here we are after a couple of months with the solution, and also now we got Virtual Ventures on board as one of the investors as well into Cryptos. So and they've been advising us with the Fini as well.
Nice. Um, so tell me a little about virtuals. They've been a pretty big help to you guys. Is that correct? They've helped kind of not only just um probably on the cryptos end, here and there, giving you some advice and stuff like that. But um, how did the idea for Finny develop? Did virtuals come to you and say, "Hey, you should launch an agent," or did you already have that in mind, or how did that whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, like we had this idea of like you can create different things with our infrastructure.
Right,
And when I met the one of the co-founders in Dubai, it was like instant. So when I talked to him about like what we do, and he was like, "Okay, why don't you create an agent on top of this?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, we can do that."
right,
And that's when it started like the thought process started, and then it started to marinate, and then yeah, after a couple of months, and then yeah, the team, like I really like the team, to be honest, the virtuals guys. They've been super proactive and super ground to it. I mean, they are like a fucking $1 billion company, right? And
right.
even then, like they work on the weekends. Nothing matters. Like every time you
Yeah,
send a message, you get a response. And I think they are based out of Asia, like in Malaysia or something. And like
yeah,
even it's like midnight or something, they respond still. And I was
right.
like always so surprised to see like how ground to earth these guys are, and yeah, so proactive. Yeah, and the ventures team is also like super cool. We really enjoy like talking with them. They instantly understood like what we are creating, what's the value we are building here, and yeah, pretty soon like the whole process went super smooth.
That's good. Yeah, they've been very good for projects like this. Now tell me a little bit about Finny. Once it launches, what's kind of the timeline? Like, will people be able to use this right away? Is there going to be a little bit of a period where, there's still some development taking place? Like, how's that going to go?
Yeah, I think this is a great question. So the pledging's gonna happen, I think tomorrow, 2nd of September.
Yes.
Starts at 16 CET. So yeah, we might stick to it, or if I don't know, we might have one change to it, but we'll keep you guys posted on that. But post TGE, so the plan is to do different sort of activities during the first week, and post that. That's when we plan to release it to general public. But first, we will release it to the people that are on the wait list. So if you're not today, so go and sign up at Fyni.ai. So you can already see like the agent, whenever you go, it asks on the website like, okay, you want to enter your email address. So we created different experience there. So yeah, just sign up for waitlist. We will pick a couple of users, and then we will send the invites to them first. And we want to get some feedback, real feedback from people, not just like from our team. And we wanted to fine tune it, fix any mistakes or anything, and then release it probably around mid September. Um,
Nice. That's not that far away. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's not. But yeah, in the meantime, like we will do like real demos and videos being that are being shared as well with people, so they can like understand like what they can expect basically from it. Um,
nice.
yeah.
Nice. So with Finny, you know, what do you see Finny being like a year from now?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. I think year from now, so the big picture that we thought for Fini was like tapping into the ACP network, right?
Right.
I think Fini brings a lot of value to the ACP because
Yeah.
it basically identifies which user needs what kind of other agents that it needs to use. So I think it's going to be like one of the biggest users of ACP going into 2026. And yeah, it will basically give a lot of tasks to other agents, a lot of work to other agents to do. basically. So I think that's one of the biggest things Finney's gonna be doing.
Nice. ACP's been heating up a little bit. Um, do you guys have any plans to partner up with any other virtuals projects in the
Oh yeah,
ecosystem? Have you talked to any yet? Like,
yeah.
how's that? Like,
We are super active, man. I mean, yeah, I know the WAC guys, for instance, for I think like 5 6 years now. Um, so the team behind WAC, Quill Hash, and those guys.
oh, you the Walk guys?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know them
Yeah.
for quite some
Oh,
time.
I
And
I I know them too.
yeah,
They're
so
good guys. They're good guys.
yeah, we've been talking with them, and
Nice.
we reached out to a couple of other projects that are actively doing things. Yeah, I don't want to name names, but as you can see already, like with our campaigns and everything, like we're kind of setting a new standard maybe with the virtual. So like no one did an Arbus campaign before the launch, for instance. Like we went
Right.
ahead and said, okay, it shouldn't
No,
work that
yeah.
way. So yeah, we started establishing a lot of relationships and partnerships in ecosystem. I think we're also gonna do like another live stream on the third with one
Nice.
other project.
Okay. That's good.
So we have a lot of things lined up, and we want to work with the best teams in the industry to bring their technology to yeah, to Fini.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, the Walk guys are awesome. Arbus is fucking brilliant in my
Oh
opinion
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah. It's a
their
super cool
stuff.
team.
Um, anything else you want to tell the crowd? Tell the people that are watching. We got 602 people watching this right now.
Wow. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's like 5 a.m. and I was like, I don't know how many people are gonna watch this, but this is crazy.
these always do very good. These live streams with these devs. And usually by tomorrow it'll be like 2,000,
Oh
three
yeah.
thousand views. So, is there anything else you want to tell the crowd? About Finney, about cryptos, about the team, all that type of stuff. Let us
Yeah,
know.
I was just gonna say like if you're already curious to see like what kind of tech we build, um, just wanted to get like an experience. So you can test out Cryptos applications. Just go to cryptos.io. You have our web and mobile applications on App Store. You can just go and search for Cryptos Tracker with a K, Cryptos with a K, and then yeah,
Nice.
it's like a super cool application. It sends you alerts. You can set up alerts, price alerts, and everything. You can track all your assets in the mobile app. And future, maybe actually like we were discussing this,
Yes.
maybe a Fini mobile app would be cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah, the
It's
whole interaction is gonna be like you're talking with Siri, right? Like, uh, so it can be like that kind of experience where every
sure.
day in the morning it sends you a notification, like you click on it and it tells you like what's the daily digest looking like,
Right.
how is your portfolio performing, how are your positions performing, maybe there is a liquidation risk today or the market sentiment is bad. I mean, it can do so many things like, uh,
World Liberty Fi is launching tomorrow.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Suck all the
if you're not
liquidity out of
following, then you don't know, right? Like,
everything.
uh,
So
yeah. So I was just gonna say, like,
yeah,
yeah, look at what we are doing. Look at the team, and join us and be part of like a long-term journey, I would say. And yeah, we are definitely committed, and we are committed to align the incentives for Fini and Cryptos ecosystems together. So we want Fini to shine on its own, but at the same time, like we want to align the incentives for everyone. So
for
I just
sure.
want to make that 100% clear
Yes.
to everyone out there.
Well, Cryptos is the underlying platform,
Yeah.
and we've seen a lot of this where, like, a team will launch an agent to kind of showcase the
Yeah.
platform, which I don't think that's bad at all. you
Yeah.
know, especially with a platform like yours, um, because it's using the AI tech, right? It's basically like if you could use our data standardization methods or our platform itself, and you could use AI to kind of showcase what we can do,
Yeah.
that's actually bullish in my opinion because AI is not going away, and you guys are collecting that type of data. You said you're like the aggregator for aggregators at
Exactly.
crypto. So that's some very valuable data that could be used. And then you have the team behind Cryptos actually creating this agent, which, you know, it's like the AI that's using this very like useful data set that not everyone has access to. In my opinion, that's one of the most bullish things you could possibly actually do.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, like if you can't showcase your technology in an easy format, then
right,
like it's nothing, right? Like that's the whole point of any like it lays the foundation, and on Cryptos, our thesis is Cryptos Hub. The thesis is that we power the financial infrastructure and you can go and tokenize it on virtuals.
right.
So that's just gonna be like the
It's
powered
great.
by Cryptos, tokenized by virtuals.
That's
That's gonna
awesome.
be like the tagline for the new wave of AI
Wow.
agents.
I
Uh,
love that.
yeah.
I absolutely love that. Well, again, thanks for coming on, Sukesh. Is there any other alpha drops that you would love to?
I think my team's gonna hate me for saying a lot of things, uh, but yeah, I mean, like we have a lot of exciting things, and I think there was one other thing. I think I'm gonna clarify this in multiple live streams now, but yeah, I think some people reached out to us and were worried about like the unlocks and everything that we had. So we had big plans with the token. So one of the key things is that we're going to have early unlocks for sure. But if you see closely, like our whole intention with that is to do like an aerodrome pool or
Oh
provide
yeah, that's
participate in
right.
other DeFi positions, basically because I think at the end of the day, if you're just sticking to one platform and one ecosystem, you're not going to sustain long term. We saw this firsthand over like last 8 years in crypto. So you need to always like expand your markets, especially for token. So it's really important, and I think what they are doing at Aerodrome is super cool, and the Coinbase connection right now there is like super strong, and Coinbase is basically integrating Aerodrome as a primary DEX on their app.
Right.
So if you want to get to retail easily, you got to be on Aerodrome at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's one of the key strategies. So yeah, people just want to clarify, like, yeah, don't panic and see that okay, we have early unlocks and things like that. But
There's a
yeah, we
reason.
can track everything
And
on chain.
the
So
yeah, this is a legit team too. So you know that's the way it goes for some of these. If you don't know who the team is, but this is the co-founder of Telos, which was like one of the first tokens launched or that actually got added to Coinbase back in the day. So I appreciate you, Sukesh, coming on. I want to do another live stream with you after launch if
oh
we
yeah,
can,
for sure.
especially leading up to the Cryptos launch. I think everyone's super bullish on the entire venture itself. So, anyways, you guys make sure you are positioned to get into that launch on virtuals on Tuesday, okay? Because, like I said, they're launching Cryptos. You will be not only able to use the Fyni agent within a couple weeks, but you will also be eligible for an airdrop of Cryptos, which, in my opinion, played is pretty big, right?
Yeah.
You want the Web3 version of that, you need to be situating yourself properly. So, thanks again, Sukesh. I appreciate you coming on for real. It's been
Yeah,
great.
thanks for having me. And just the last disclaimer, probably this is not gonna be a financial advice or anything. Don't quote me on stuff. We are passionate about technology, and yeah, that's what we are trying to build here. So do
Absolutely.
your own research, and everything is transparent. If you have more questions, we're gonna be on Big Will's space as well.
That's
Big
right.
Will and Goon virtuals
Oh
VP
yeah.
space as well tomorrow.
There,
So
you know
uh,
these boys. Look at
oh
these.
yeah,
These boys are watching. They're gonna ask you all the questions I didn't ask.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Right on. All right. Thanks, Sukesh. I appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk
Yeah,
again
yes,
soon. All right.
yeah,
Take care,
yes.
everybody.
Bye.
Good night.